folks. Just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised. And, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thundernerds. I'm Dustin.
Zombie.
Pumara.
How's it going, everybody? We all good?
Yeah,
Tired, but
another
good.
week.
Yeah. Another week. I'm tired because we actually just finished
Oh.
the movie before
Wait, which one?
we just finished
Blonde.
Atomic Blonde
Oh,
just a few
really?
minutes ago. Like, we finished it, and then I went and saw your live that you posted in the
oh yeah,
hall,
yeah.
and I was just like got all excited about that, and we'll talk about that on Monday, I guess.
We'll talk about that on Monday. That's
Yeah.
a Monday topic.
So I was all excited about that, and then I was just like, oh man, I gotta get ready for the podcast. There's no time to like take a nap in the chair or anything like that.
Oh no, I like it's been a whirlwind for me for about 4.5 hours. Hey Jess. But yeah, no, let's get right into it. Thank you for joining us No. I got to start that over. Thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of ADHD Theater. We will get our shit together one day. Today's not the day.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, because I'm not feeling 100%. So still,
I do want to share something. So it's a little personal. So bear with me here. We have started a GoFundMe to try and help raise money to purchase my stepfather a gravestone. He passed away 9 years ago in mishap after mishap, struggle after struggle. We're finally asking for everybody's help. We tried to do it on our own. We just couldn't manage to do it. Stuff happens. Life happens. Death happens. It's anybody who's alive knows the struggle. So we've posted the link. There it goes by the screen right there. We've got it in the comments
here real quick.
Yeah, we've got it in the chat. Dustin, if you would put that in our video description for this episode as well.
Okay.
That way, anybody who's watching who obviously won't be able to see the chat later, there'll be a link that you can click in the description of the video later
Yeah.
Anything helps. Any kind of share helps. Any amount helps.
Mhm.
In the event that goal is met, anything that's left over will be added to the account that's going towards paying for my mother's final expenses. Now, she's fine. We're just trying to prepare ahead if that goal is met and beyond. But this is, like I said, this is for my stepfather. We lost him 9 years ago due to health complications. He was a retired auxiliary police officer. So he served on the force. He owned his own private security company for a few years and operated that until his health just wouldn't allow anymore. So thank you to anybody that even just goes to check it out.
Yes. And I'm working on adding that, but I'll have that up in a second.
Yeah, that I think you can add that like after we end our stream or whatever to the video description or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've also got that on my Facebook page. I know I'm not using my real name here. My name is Eric Borries, Borries. You can find me on Facebook. I'm very visible. But I've also shared that information to my Facebook page, so it can also be found there.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time. Okay. I did promise my mom I would try to share. So I'm sharing.
Yep. Sharing is caring for sure.
Right. So let's move into. I know you just said you just finished this week's movies a few minutes ago. Was there anything else that you got to watch this week?
Yes.
That last episode of Evil.
Yeah.
Ah.
So we originally thought that the series was over and where it ended, and it was like, this sucks. Like, bring it back for another season. Like, it wasn't good enough. And so like I went and voted for it to come back for Netflix to pick it up and stuff like that. Just sent out different links and feelers and demands. And then I get an episode or get a notification on my phone from TV Showtime app. And it's just like, hey, new episode of Evil is out. And I'm just like, what?
They filmed it just for us.
Just when you thought it was over, they pull you back in.
Yeah, so we went and watched that, and it didn't answer all the things that I wanted answered, but I feel like it got a much better ending than what I had thought they left it on.
Yeah.
So
this was a series finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was such a good show. I want to see it continue, but at the same time, I don't, because I imagine it'll just either spin off into some sort of supernatural type area where I feel like they kept it somewhat grounded. And I say that if you actually saw what I'm talking to when I say grounded, you'll laugh. But I feel like it generally encompasses what the show was at its core. But yeah.
So what is this on? What service is this on?
It was on Paramount Plus and on Netflix. You can watch the first 3 seasons on Netflix, and the 4th one just aired on Paramount Plus. Just finished up.
Okay. So probably soon to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. But hopefully.
I've never seen a single episode. I don't have Paramount Plus. So.
Yeah. It's a really good show. It has I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
The dude from Lost.
Yeah, it has and I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was gonna say which
Yeah.
one.
He was
Character from Lost. You got to give me something.
Glasses.
Glasses. Yeah. I'm really drawing a blank now.
Lost with glasses. Person of interest too, right?
Yeah, he was on Person of Interest. Let's see. I'm looking up the cast. Michael Emerson. There we go. So Mike Coulter, who played Luke Cage on Netflix's streaming service, and everyone's really wanting to get him back, hopefully for the Marvel continuation of a team up. But anyway, it has Michael Emerson, who was just phenomenal.
I can't stop itching.
I'm itching
It has
too.
Can't think of the girl's name either. Andrea Martin, who is the mom / grandma.
I can't help you out at all with this.
I know, and I'm not expecting you to. I'm just rambling at this point. Point is, if you're into weird stuff, you might like this show.
So you just classify it as weird. Is it horror? Is it
it's
sci-fi? Is it
supposed to be
like murder mystery? None of the above. Wow. Okay.
It's
a drama thriller. Is the official supernatural / drama / thriller.
It's called Evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a group of people who go around and investigate.
Assessors.
So
you have a psychologist, a skeptic / atheist, and a pastor,
father
in the Catholic Church. Father, and the three of them go around and assess different things. So
whether or not they need exorcism.
They will go and see if this needs an exorcism, and they'll figure it out from there. And they'll have to either prove, the psychologist is there. Oh, this is typical, blah 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 thing. It's clearly psychological. And the skeptic / atheist is like, oh, this can be explained with science because you just do this and this, and there you go. There you have it.
Okay.
And then you have the pastor or man of faith who's like, I don't know. I think it could be this, and so they just sort of
they
don't argue, but they come to an agreement on what's needed either for that situation or just in general, I guess. And it's, I don't know.
There's another storyline too, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because this reminds me of something that I saw somebody post on Facebook. They said, what if somebody should create a show or movie or series or something where people go around and investigate all these paranormal things, and they during their investigation, like, stuff starts happening, like real paranormal activity type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like when it gets too much to handle, they call in the one member of their team that's a complete skeptic, doesn't believe any of this bullshit, to come and rescue them, because you have to be a believer in all these paranormal things in order to experience them. And so because they're a complete and utter skeptic, as soon as they show up, everything stops. All the activity, all the danger just vanishes because one skeptic is on site.
Yeah.
I would watch that. That would be so hilarious. When he shows up, everybody's all like caught in traps or whatever, and they show up and they go, "What are you idiots doing? Why do you do this all the time?" I don't want to hang out with you guys.
It's very much like that. It's similar to it, but at the same time, it's not. But
that reminded me of that. It just
Yeah.
popped in my head. I'm going, oh wow, I guess somebody did make that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
So
feel like I did watch something else. Oh, I watched something and I remember thinking, oh, this was much better than the movie we picked this week.
damn.
But
Dustin coming out swinging.
Man.
excuse me.
Well, we know it wasn't teeth.
Yeah. No teeth.
Whew.
What was the movie?
Cadence goes, did
Yeah.
you watch Teeth? Like that.
Yeah, no, we didn't watch Teeth. And
Oh,
she's like,
wow.
why are you chicken? And I'm like,
Oh.
no,
Oh.
we just voted not to.
Oh my god. So I wouldn't
General
say
consensus.
I've watched anything. I did have things playing while I was busy doing other stuff.
Right.
So one of the and it's kind of a pre-screening thing that I'll do. Like if something catches my eye that I've never heard of, oh, that
Right.
seems interesting. I'll add it to like my stuff on Tubi and come back to it. So a lot of that is what I'll have on in the background when I'm doing other stuff.
Right.
One of which was a movie called Eradication, I think it was.
Okay.
So it was a Tubi original. And again, this is like a scouting ahead kind of thing. Would this be something that we could watch and discuss on our show or whatever? So it was kind of a different take on like a zombie outbreak, where this one guy, we meet this one guy, and he is in isolation. He is away from everyone else. And his only contact is, I guess it's supposed to be his wife, maybe his girlfriend. So they're communicating via, video messenger, like kind of like what we're doing right now. So they can see each other and talk to each other. It's very brief. And they have him on a regiment of, regular exercise, regular diet. You have to stay away from everybody else. Stuff like don't go out at night, sort of thing. And the story slowly unravels, and it's kind of is he really experiencing this stuff, or is he really crazy? Is he infected? Is he not infected? There's a lot of questions, a lot of turns along the way. And it's kind of a different take, I would say, on the zombie itself. There are infected people, and they are zombie-like, but they're also vampire-like.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a mix of like a vampire zombie creature.
Cool.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. So that one, that one was kind of, okay. So, and then another one, maybe that could be like a future watch or something like that. Another one that I came across was called Yellow Brick Road, and that movie was bonkers. It was like this. So the story was supposed to be like there's this town out in the wilderness where like everybody went crazy, and just, the story goes they all left town one day. Some of them just disappeared. Nobody really knows. Any outsiders that ask about it, they're like, yeah, you just go away. We don't want you here. And they really push them out of town, sort of stuff. So there's this team of people that kind of follow this breadcrumb trail to where the trailhead begins to find the Yellow Brick Road, not necessarily of Oz, but something that inspired the story of Oz.
Okay.
And there's that whole mystery of, did this stuff really happen, sort of stuff. So this team, they finally find the right clues. They go out into the woods, and they're hearing music, and they're hearing voices, and everybody's losing their minds. Everybody goes crazy. It's one of those movies when it ends, you're like, the hell did I just watch? And it's very annoying. It's not like a good, like, I didn't see that coming kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like, there's a point in the movie where I wanted to mute it from the screeching music, the screeching period of, you know, like when somebody has a microphone and they're too close or something and that ear-piercing screech happens.
Yeah.
There's a point in the movie where that happens and you're like, okay, it's going to stop. It don't stop. Like
Oh,
it
geez.
gets drawn out. So it's like, oh my God. So lesson is stay away from the movie Yellow Brick Road on Tubi. It's not an enjoyable watch.
Next week, tune in as we watch Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, no, I
Just
won't be here for that one. Another one, another horror, big surprise, was Night Eats the World or The Night Eats the World or something like that. Another zombie movie. This one is, I thought, like a refreshing breath of fresh undead air breathed into the zombie genre.
Okay.
Yes, there's zombies in it. That's the whole setup, you know. But one thing that always bothered me about, you know, the popular zombie movie sort of thing, even on The Walking Dead, they're guilty of this.
Mm-hmm.
So zombies don't breathe. They're dead. They don't need to breathe. They're not inhaling and exhaling. So you're not doing that. So you can't make audible vocalizations. And in everything zombie, they've got that raspy, growly, moaning thing going on.
Yeah.
In this movie, The Night Eats the World, they are silent. Like the only sounds they are making are coming from their body movements, bumping into stuff, knocking stuff over. The only sound that they could possibly make are the clicking of their teeth while they're trying to bite you. There's no moaning. There's no exhaling. There's no groaning. There's nothing audible coming out of their bodies. Not even a fart. Which I thought was like, hey, now that makes sense.
Right.
You know? So that one was interesting. I'm going to add that one to the list of future suggestions that we could watch. That one took more of a realistic approach to, you know, what actually could happen if something like that were to happen to the world. Of course, you know, it's all fiction. You know, we know that that's not really going to happen. But this was, I felt, a little more
Never know.
take on it. No, I think if anything did happen, it would be more like what happens in The Last of Us.
Right, with the cordyceps and stuff.
Yeah. Not necessarily like that exact thing.
Right.
But, you know, if those things ever adapt just enough to infect people, like, I don't think it would be, you know, the whole monstrous, like, get up and attack people kind of thing. But, you know, you'd be able to tell somebody wasn't quite right. Like, you know, they're not themselves. They're not talking. They're just kind of, they're there, but they're not there. And then, you know, they die and then they start sprouting shit to release spores and stuff, which I think at that point, people would be intelligent enough to go, okay, we know what this is. You're like in isolation.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, but because that's kind of what, you know, the insect world does. You know, when one of their own dies or is going to die of that, like they know, they sense it. So they take that, like ants will actually carry them off far away from the colony so that when they do die and this fungus starts growing out of them, like it can't affect the rest of the colony. So it doesn't wipe them all out. Like they know.
Yeah.
So, but it's scary to think about because it's not that, like, the temperature range isn't really that far off.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's little,
I hear you.
You know, another topic for another time, maybe. So
Yeah.
let's
Science with
start with GallowWalkers. Apparently, you didn't like this movie, Dustin.
Okay.
What?
I
So-
didn't.
So let's hear it. So this was a movie that I think I should have looked this up. I always say this every week. I should have looked this up for the show, but time just gets away from me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it flew. This week flew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. This may be Wesley Snipes, if not first, one of his first movies that when he comes back after he's out of jail for tax evasion and everything.
Yeah.
So given that, it's kind of like him dipping his toe back in the acting pool. Like, okay, this is going to be the springboard I use to say, hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
So what did y'all think about this movie?
I liked it. I liked it. I love the idea about the GallowWalkers being skinwalkers, which was pretty awesome. And that the skin actually healed with them eventually to become a part of them, which is awesome. The lizard dude was weird. I thought he was an alien at first. I'm like, what is that?
With the two lizard tails dangling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Twi'lek.
like, it has to be lizards. So I was right. What else?
What
My
was your favorite quote?
Yeah.
I wrote down your favorite quote.
Father, forgive me for I have skinned. That's hilarious. Yeah. I just like the fact that it was a Western zombie skinwalker thing.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it, but
All right, let me stop you. Don't feel like you have to defend this film because I've got plenty to say too.
Yeah.
So
No,
be honest.
Yeah, I plan on it. I just
Yeah. Shut up. Let me talk.
Yeah, right. But I don't know what to say just yet.
but I mean, first of all, it annoyed me.
Okay.
And this is something I've talked about before. You know, you're supposed to show, don't tell. So when it gets into the exposition and it's just a huge info dump, it's just as soon as that happens, I immediately feel withdrawn and I get like taken back. It's just like, oh my God, really? Come on, really?
He's
really?
monologuing.
Yeah, I know. And so I don't know. So I was falling asleep the first time we watched it.
Oh, the first
and
time.
I was fighting falling asleep, and I'm like, all right, so maybe maybe something happened and I just didn't get it and it didn't click. So I watched it a second time on my own during the day, and it finishes and I'm just like, what the hell was that about? Like, it's just it's just baffling. Like, I mean, sure, I get it. He was, well, we're not pulling punches here. So he was dead the whole time. He says, oh, I'll tell him about the first time I died. And it's just like, okay, let's hear it. And then it goes back and shows, and it's just like, I don't know. I just didn't quite get it. Like, there's something wrong with that. And what was the other thing I was having problems with? The exposition that took me out of the movie. What was the other thing I wrote?
Get the handy
I just didn't quite get the movie as a whole. Like, I was interested to, first of all, I was interested in the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely interested in the concept. I love Westerns, Wesley Snipes, all that. It's It's all good. It's sounds good to me, you know. But I was eager to get to talk to you guys about it because maybe you can explain something to me because I just am not getting it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, like you said, the concept seemed solid.
Yeah.
Like the movie starts and you're like, okay, this has, you know, a direction that it's going. You know, we got these guys, they're rolling up on this one of them little railroad cart things. They're all decked out with, you know, red, maroon color or whatever jackets and everything. You got the one guy there meeting them, like secret meeting kind of thing going on, and you know, Wesley Snipes pops up and starts killing people, and you're going, what the hell, you know?
Right.
It's almost like 5 different people had an idea
Right.
for this movie, and all 5 people had to put their idea of where they wanted this movie to go in this movie.
Yeah. And somehow they all checked out at the same time.
It
They got bored with the exposition.
the direction it starts is not the direction that it ends with.
Right.
And I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, it had a twist ending. No, there was like, it was almost a complete plot change.
6 different endings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the people that somehow skin people and then somehow attach it to their bodies and just grow new stuff over it.
Okay, so after his monologue, and we see, because first, like you said, he explains his motivation, why he's going after these people. You know, they raped the woman that I loved. One of them, you know, got her pregnant, and she died during childbirth while I rode off for 5 years in a fit of rage.
Uh-huh.
That seemed kind of weird. Like, what the hell were you doing for 5 years? That made no sense. Because it wasn't until after he came back and found out, oh, she died while I was gone. Okay, well, now I'm going to track the assholes down and do something about them.
I think he was
No.
mad
That's what he said. No,
yeah,
that's
I know, but I think
said.
he was mad that it happened, and so he went to go chase them down. But then when he comes back, he finds out she died, and he's even
like
more
I said,
pissed.
It's weird. Like,
yeah,
because then they show him, you know, all ghost faced up and everything, and goes to the prison where somehow he finds out that's where they're being held.
Right.
And shoots all of them. Exacts his revenge. Of course, the one guy's son, they show him, he hung himself. So he didn't actually kill the guy's son, which is also why his son didn't come back. Like, his son didn't come back to life because
he didn't kill
Wesley Snipes' character did not kill him.
Right.
Because after we find out when he died for the first time, he was brought back after his mother sacrificed her life in exchange to bring him back. But whatever demon that was, be it Satan or whoever, said, this is my deal. When he comes back, everyone he killed also comes back.
Yeah.
So that one guy that didn't have any skin on when we met him, like, that was the leader. That was why he didn't have skin on at the time. I don't know. That was kind of okay. Where is this going?
And he's like, I need a new shirt. And it's just like, okay, so do you mean skin? Like, okay, I guess you do.
Yeah. So
just for the face.
Like, and they never put 2 and 2 together. Like, why is my boy not coming back? Or, you know, we all came back, you know. And he's explaining to everybody else, nobody knows why we come back, and nobody chooses who comes back or when it's going to happen and all this. I'm like, really? Like, y'all couldn't figure that shit out after you came back and you saw who came back? Like, wait, we came back to life. Who killed you? Oh, it was him? Who killed you? Him? Who killed you? He killed you too? That's the connecting factor here.
Right.
They never put 2 and 2 together all this time. Okay. That was weird also. But yeah,
like son around too.
Like before we even see the guy that had no skin, like the sheriff dude that was, preaching to this community of light-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people just living out in the desert, this Enoch group or whatever.
Yeah.
They already had people up on the gallows ready to hang them.
Right.
And like the sheriff's up there preaching to these people that they brought in, the one saloon girl and, the other guy that, why was he even in the movie to begin with? What purpose did he even serve?
I know.
The sidekick character and all, the other one preacher that they had that was like, what the hell did he do? Why did they arrest him for trying to sell snake oil? I don't know. Whatever.
And that's the thing. That's another thing that I wasn't sure about. It's just like, so again, it's like, what did he do? On? Like, is it because is he the person that infected and caused the GallowWalker plague?
So when we get to this Enoch village place, and the sheriff is up there preaching we're gonna save your souls, and you can tell your story to St. Peter and all this other kind of shit. He seemed like, all right, this is the guy in charge of this place. Mm-hmm. But then like the elder of that village spoke up out against the sheriff. I'm going, well, what is going on here? That makes no sense. Like, why is he all of a sudden saying he's in charge and this other guy's clearly the leader of this village? And he's going, what are you doing? God have mercy and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the next scene cuts to the guy with no skin, the leader of the outlaw group that died, that got shot and came back. Mm-hmm. So we see that whole interaction and everything. And they're in the tent, and he's got his, whatever you want to call her, with him or whatever. They're in the tent. His I don't want to say the word. I'm trying not to say the word. His saloon girl, his woman, the blonde chick with the She's out. She's looking out of the tent, and he's asking her how many are out there. And I'm going, wait a minute. How did you even get where you're at if you don't know the sheriff's out there raising hell with all these other people that came in that they're going to hang? That made no sense. And she's telling them there's about 5. So they do their thing, and he skins the other little tailor dude helping him out or whatever, and he comes marching out of the tent with, the coat on and the hat down, talking about the bad guy here, the big bad guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the sheriff and his posse are all squared off against him. Like, you came down from the gallows and surrounded this tent. Why? For what purpose? Like, what? I didn't catch what caused that whole turn. That was one of the turns that I noticed. It's like, wait a minute. This doesn't fit together right. Like, something's missing. So then the sheriff and the big bad guy start facing off. Like that typical Western showdown kind of thing. They're squared off against each other or whatever. And he's saying, all right, stranger, I need to see your face, while the whole face is conforming. And
it's still forming to his face.
Like, yeah. I'm like, wait, you two don't know each other. Y'all were in the same village. How do you not see a guy that has no skin? How do you miss that?
I don't know.
Well, doesn't it wear off? Doesn't the skin expire?
That's kind of what they lead you to believe, because they said, our lizard friend said he gets about a month out of his skin, where the other people need to like reskin every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe
But
that's
no.
what happened. Maybe he doesn't know him.
That was my whole hang up. Like, that sheriff seemed like he was in charge. Like, he was
Right.
the one responsible for hanging the people that they're bringing in. But he didn't know about this other guy that was kind of chilling out in this tent.
Yeah.
It was weird. That was like one of the weird things that stood way out. Like, why did that transition the way that it did?
Right.
Like, it was missing something.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't flow together like it should have.
Definitely not.
But there were other things. There were other things that was like that, you know, it just had an odd, like, direction shift all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like being on a fair ride and you're not really strapped in. You just have that bar, and then it gives you that sudden jolt when it turns.
You slide from left to right. As
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, we're going this way. Oh, okay, we're going that way now. Ow!
We didn't say it wouldn't be painful.
But yeah, it did, you know, so I don't know. It's not the greatest movie. It's got a good concept to it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I wonder if there's something out there that you can watch that's, you know, what happened to this movie? Why did it turn out the way that it did?
Right. It would be interesting to hear, like, the backstory. Like, this is how it was supposed to be. And then it'll be like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Right.
You know, I don't know. It almost makes me want to buy the DVD to get the special features, but I don't want to buy it.
I don't know. Google's
Maybe
free.
YouTube.
Right.
Google's free. You can look up anything.
Right.
which again, I probably should have did before we started the show. I don't know.
They love you.
But like the whole sidekick thing, like the only thing that I can think of why that character was even in the movie was at the final showdown, like the big bad guy had our hero dead to rights.
Mm-hmm.
He had him in his sights. He was going to blow him away. And then the sidekick shows up with a gun on the big bad going, I don't think so.
Right.
And then you just see the big bad just relinquish his... I mean, he was locked in. He was going, yeah, no, I don't think so, you know. But he just gave up. He lifted the gun. It's like, okay, you got me. Like, what?
I don't know.
I will say this, though. Not only was this movie Wesley Snipes' return to Hollywood, but it was also nice to see another not so well-known figure make another appearance. And I wish I had pictures to share, but I'm not. I didn't prepare ahead of time. But we got to see another appearance by one of the sculptures from Beetlejuice make its return. We saw dude's son, dead son, prune strung up to that structure. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't remember Beetlejuice all that well. But one of the sculptures from Beetlejuice was a square block, and it had like these big fingers that came off of it. Of course, I'm making a joke here because the structure that the guy's dead son was strung up to had these two big like finger things coming off of it. So that was the first thing I thought of. Was like, oh my god, that's like that sculpture from Beetlejuice.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
You've never seen Beetlejuice?
No.
You've never seen Beetlejuice?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. We're going to have to watch Beetlejuice now. Beetlejuice comes out September, 6th, I think?
Something. It's September. Sometime
soon, at the beginning of September. So, we're going to have to watch Beetlejuice, Myra.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that it is available, which it's so frustrating because Independence Day is now on Tubi. And it's like, how about have that on Independence Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of-
no.
But no.
Well, we got to see the second one, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. But it would have been nice to just be able to stream both back to back without having to
right.
do any kind of runaround. But anyway,
Well, Beetlejuice.
So that's on
Beetlejuice,
there,
I think, is
and-
going to be in theaters, so I don't think it's going to be streaming to home just yet.
yeah, but Beetlejuice is on Max, I believe. It's on Max or something else. So
Okay, so with GallowWalkers, with all its faults, what are we rating it at, Pumira?
4.
4.
I
Oh.
liked it. Even though
Okay.
it had nowhere to go. I still liked it.
no, and that's fine. I mean, it has what you would say a caveat, which is an it factor or something that's intriguing. So
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like I can respect that for sure. But
Dustin.
I am going to say, for me, a 2
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
or
Ooh,
2.5.
cut that 4 right in half.
Yeah, so I'll say
That's
maybe a
fine.
2.5. So mixed
2 is
feelings, flawed but worthy, because I do think it had a good premise. It just fell apart, and I got so confused. It was
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Again, I wasn't sure if it was because I was sleepy or that's why I watched it a second time. And then I watched it the second time, and I still didn't effing get it. It's just like,
So
what?
I did watch it twice too, because the first time I was really busy, and that I knew I missed something, and maybe
Mhm.
that's why the movie felt so jarring to me.
Right.
But so last night I made a point. Okay, I'm gonna put it back on. I still got other stuff I got to do, but when I think it comes to a point that I definitely didn't pay attention, I'm gonna pay attention this time. And
Mhm.
that's when I saw that the guy's son hung himself. Because I had a suspicion. I'm like, okay, well, his son didn't come back. Maybe Snipes' character didn't kill his son, and that's why.
Yeah.
And of course, it is revealed later on in the movie, and I did miss that reveal too. So I completely missed it. So I'm going, I'm not going to know what the hell to say on our show about this movie if I don't play it again. But I also will give it a 2. It was very disappointing. Of course, we don't rate. Well, I don't need that. You can take it down.
Yeah.
We don't rate the show on its idea and on its premise. We rate it on its performance and how we feel about it. So it's very much a 2 for me.
Yeah.
It was like it could have been good, but there was too many
Missing
changes.
threads.
Yeah, it was just all over the place. Why was the one, like, what did they call the guy? Skull Bucket or something another? Why was he so monstrously big and effed up? It's
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those, like, I don't know. It was weird.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
He just could have been a huge dude, but still. I don't know.
I guess. But, I mean, when that helmet came off, he was definitely messed up.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Like, man, what
Backstory
happened? Did
on
the
him
coyotes
was nice.
get to him before he got brought back or something? Or I don't know. But, yeah, it was not a very good, enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
It had its moments, but it wasn't enough to save it for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have to agree. It's just one of those things. It could have been really awesome.
Yeah.
The premise is solid, I think, but yeah, just didn't follow through.
There was a lot of posturing in it. Like, you felt like they were walking around puffing up their chests, like, "Oh, I'm big."
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna even from Snipes, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of this, and I'm gonna do that."
It very much reminded me of Blade, but at the same time, Blade was so much better.
Well, yeah.
But it's like that must just be like
That's-
his character and how it bled through, because he's just like,
No, that's a
I'm
night
gonna
and
take
day
care of this moment.
comparison.
and
Especially if we're talking about the first one, that is a night and day comparison.
No, I was thinking Blade 3.
Oh
Trinity.
yeah, okay. Well,
That's because like when he wouldn't even take off his sunglasses, and it's an interrogation room, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that, and refusing it. It's just like, come on. They're not going to put you in an interrogation room with sunglasses on still. Like, they're going to take those away. But no, he had to have them.
Well, I mean, I don't know how true this is, but I had heard by the third movie his ego was super swollen over who he was, and you know, he was making himself out very self-important.
Yes.
And I had all kinds of demands, and I'm not going to get into that though. We could pick GallowWalkers apart till the cows come home. So
I'll be back.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and move on to Atomic Blonde. So this was the movie that we had to toss up about deciding, and by fate, this one won, which I wouldn't say is a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I think it worked out really well. I don't even remember what Teeth was probably the other one. But
it was a toss up between Teeth.
Oh, you said something about Max Payne, right?
No, that wasn't me. I don't remember what the other one was, but then it was Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
But anyway, definitely a much better watch, I would say. What did you think about this? So this was set in the time frame of 1989, which I can still remember stuff from 1989. I was 9 years old back then. Like, I remember the Berlin Wall. I remember Ronald Reagan being the president. I remember that speech that he gave, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Like, even at 9 years old, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember maybe replays or something. I don't quite remember that speech as a whole, but
yeah, no, not necessarily the whole speeches, but that part of it.
I do remember that
part, like that, because that's the part everybody focused. That's the focal point of that whole speech, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember the wall coming down. I remember it being all over the news.
Yep.
So some of it has stuff based in reality.
Yeah.
But, you know, of course, this is all just, you know, a work of fiction when it comes down to it, which it pretty much says at the beginning of it, you know, because it talks about the Cold War, and it talks about the wall and all that kind of stuff. And then it ends with, his speech
and says, this is not that story.
Yeah. So give me your first impression. What's your gut reaction to this movie?
Just off my gut, by and large, I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I enjoyed it because I disliked GallowWalkers, and it's just like, oh, well, this was clearly the winner. Or,
well,
not that we ever put them up against each other, but still.
They're all winners on our show. Every pick is a winner, whether it's a good winner or a bad winner.
It's just one of those things. Like, there was so many people in it, and it's like, man, I can't believe I haven't seen it yet.
A lot of big names in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it was crazy that I hadn't seen it yet, so I was really looking forward to it, and I think it did reasonably well, held up reasonably well in, for my opinion, what I was holding it to. Yeah, I know I liked it for the most part. Let's see, if there was anything I can nitpick.
Well, there's some stuff I can nitpick. You know, it's not without its faults.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be I don't have anyone to talk to. But
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know
I
what's
wasn't sure if
going
you
on
were
with my
here.
camera. There's a little bit of weather that's been around us kind of all day, so
Okay.
weird stuff's happening.
Yeah, and nothing we're not used to. But
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things. Like I must not be as sharp as I used to be. But I was like, okay, I must not be following the thread here. And then it explains it all, and it's just like, okay, yeah, okay. So I was right in one aspect, but yeah, so I don't know.
Ooh,
It was
I'm sorry.
weird, but I enjoyed it for the most part. What did you think of Atomic Blonde?
Excuse me.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's badass.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea that she was working with the person, right? At the end, wasn't she working with the person they were trying to get the list from? I don't know.
Dustin
See,
kind of said the same thing.
That's the thing. Like I wasn't 100% sure.
Me
like,
either.
I followed it all the way through, and it's like, okay, well, I was waiting for the twist of, okay, Percival is actually Spyglass, or not Spyglass, Satchel. He is actually Satchel, and I'm just like, but I wasn't planning that. I didn't figure that. And then, she pops on and she's like, yeah, I'm Spyglass. I'm
Satchel.
I'm Satchel. And he is even addressed as Satchel. And it's just like, okay, that's more like what I thought. But
she did some cool stuff. That's about it.
So
I know I liked the end scene when she's trying to protect Satchel.
Spyglass.
No, Spyglass. She's trying to protect Spyglass. And she was kicking some butt, dude. It was just dang, man. She's all like, I never lost a package before, and he's like, I trust you. I know you haven't. Because he's memorized the list. He knows what everyone's done.
Right.
And so her name comes up often in it. And so it's like, okay.
You've been a bad girl. Yeah.
To some people, but she's a good girl for other people. The team that's winning, the team that wants to win.
So that's kind of some of the clues to lead that she's really Satchel.
Right.
Like, nobody else except for the audience would be able to figure that out before we get to the end of the movie. So this is a very colorful, very artful film because of, and I say artful because of the colors. Like when this movie starts, and then Blue Monday starts playing, the screen kind of has this blue hue to it. Yeah. Even up to the point of introduction for our character, and I'm sorry I don't remember her character name. Maybe y'all do. I don't remember her character name, but
Charlize Theron.
Yeah. So it still kind of has this blue tint to what we're seeing, but then there's also, there's opposite colors. It's very warm, bright colors. There's, there's scenes that's lit in orange and yellow and purples and reds and, the color spectrum all over the place. So that really stuck out to me while I was watching it. I did watch this one again twice, just like GallowWalkers, because the first I'd seen this movie before, but it had been a while. So I had it on, and of course, I wasn't really paying attention to the whole thing. Second time, I paid a bit more attention to it, so it made a little more sense upon that second viewing. But it's set up to where she's a special agent for MI6 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they pull her in and
She's being
brief
debriefed.
her. There's a list of all of our agents in the field, all of our special operatives, everybody who's ever done anything.
Yep.
And it's about to fall into the wrong hands. Our agent that we had on top of this has turned up dead. We need you to go and retrieve his body and find this list.
Yeah.
So that sets her off on jet setting towards Berlin in the year 1989. So she gets there and she's made immediately. The people that she's trying not to get found out by
already
lied
had her.
to her, you know,
At the
hey,
airport.
we're here on Percival's behalf because, you know, he's running late, so we'll take you to him. So she gets in the car. Great fight scene in this car that happens. Kicks lots of ass. That one guy that got shoved out of the car is like, yep, he gone.
Yeah.
Because when he hit the ground, like he didn't even bounce. Like it was just street pizza.
Yep.
He was just a smear after that.
Yeah.
Like,
One, they had a car that swerved around him, so it's just like.
But that was
hey.
Percival. Yeah. That was Percival because when he caught up after the car flipped, he caught up.
Yeah,
she shot at him like, "Where the hell were you?"
Yeah.
Right.
So no, those two meet up, and immediately I could tell she doesn't like him. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? I think he's fooling. So right off the bat, it's like, yeah, these two ain't gonna get along this whole movie. Because he's trying to work at his own angle through the whole thing.
Yep.
So he's trying to be this double agent character, all the while she's trying to figure out, okay, where is this list? You know, he's got to have this list. And then, you know, through all the twists and turns, you find out he did have the list. At some point. He had that list because he read it. It showed him reading the list.
Right.
It was a microfilm. So he was lying to everybody.
Yeah.
Like he had it, and he was trying to hold on to it for power reasons. Because he even says at the end of the movie, that list is power. You have that list, you can bend everybody to your will and make them do whatever you want because you know their dirty little secrets. She was Satchel all along.
Right.
She wasn't just a double agent. She was a triple agent.
Right.
She was working for MI6. She was working, we found out at the end of the movie, for the CIA.
Yeah.
And she was Satchel, who was kind of this wild card that was involved with, you know, the Germans on the other side of the wall.
Right.
Because by the end of the movie, you know, she tells the one guy, you know, you thought I was working for you. You were working for me.
For me, right.
Right.
You know, so she was like this triple agent, like this triple threat, you know. All the while trying to keep under wraps her Satchel identity to, you know, those that she was trying to pull the wool over their eyes and everything.
Wow.
But this movie, I think, had really great direction.
Yeah.
If you're still confused about it, go back, watch it again. It'll probably make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
But I also want to applaud even though it's choreographed fight scenes, these were some of the most realistic choreographed fighting in a movie that I've seen in a while. Because a lot of times these big drawn out fights, nobody's getting tired. In this movie, you could tell
clearly,
they were worn out.
Right.
During the middle of the fight, they were exhausted.
Right, and they're just trying to muster up another attack, and it's
so I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because way too often you see, you know, the heroes just duking it out with everybody, just doing the perfect move and never taking a hit. And no, she got beat the hell up.
Yes, she did.
You could, you could tell they put a lot of thought into, okay, you make this move and you get hit that way, you're going to feel it. You're going to, the after effects are going to affect your performance for the rest of the fight. So we have to keep that in mind while we're continuing to move forward.
Yeah.
So in that sense of it, that part was great. Like the fights weren't, just all beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. All right, now I'm going to run a marathon back to this other side, and now there's another fight, and I'm going to beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Right.
It wasn't that at all. The nitpick that I have is some of the car stunts. Specifically, the worst offender is when she does have spyglass, and they're in the one car running from that one little black car. I don't even know what kind of cars they were. These 10-pound nothing cars, and the bad guys are right behind them, and then this truck comes out of nowhere, and this car, like the truck doesn't even flinch.
Nope.
The truck doesn't move. It's supposedly struck the car. The car like ends ass on the ground, nose in the air, spinning like a ballerina before crashing. And the truck ain't even phased.
Yeah.
The bumper's not torn off. The truck doesn't jostle from the impact. Nothing. Stone dead ass stopped. and this car took like all that inertia from everything and
fell.
No, I'm not buying that one. That one was not done properly. That's look up any car accident you want. Go look up footage. That's not how cars behave when they're hit. Realistically, the way that car was hit by that truck wouldn't have just dead ass stopped after clipping that car, because that's what happened. It just kind of clipped. That car wouldn't have continued to move forward. It would have went sideways and off at an angle, and it just didn't do that. It was a bizarre crash sequence. But yeah, that one was probably the worst offender for me for the car accidents. The other one was when she first gets to Berlin and that car fight that she's in or whatever.
Yeah, and
you hear the driver as she's attacking the guy in the back seat. The driver says, "What are you doing?" What is she doing? She's defending herself, She's not just going to sit there and get shot from you two assholes. But then the driver says it again after she throws the guy in the back out of the car.
Right.
And reaches forward and grabs the steering wheel. Old dude's just kind of sitting there taking it. And he says it again. "What are you doing?" "What do you mean? What is she doing?" And then she jerks the steering wheel, hops in the back seat,
and holds on to the
seat belt. And she's holding on to the seat belt. We're supposed to believe that car hits that embankment and flips upside down. She didn't buckle that seat belt. She just grabbed it and threw it over her shoulder.
Right.
Well, held it there.
Yeah, that's not going to happen either.
Right.
So it's not without its flaws.
No. Well, I made a comment. She was doing something in a car, and did some fancy move, and I think you said something like, "Wow," and I'm like, "Yeah, it almost makes you feel like she should be in Fast and the Furious," and I'm like, "Oh wait, she was."
Yeah, the crazy driving she did, just everything she drove.
And Pumara's like, "She was," and I'm just like, "Yeah, she was the bad guy in one of the movies."
Yeah.
Another thing that I have a problem with is the one French girl who's the would-be spy.
Yeah.
The greenhorn. When when the guy shows up and he's strangling her, she's kind of just taking it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna. Yeah, you fought back, but then in the end, you just kind of.
Right.
You know, you're not like, hell, you can reach back and grab this bastard's ears and rip them off. You can
Right.
reach around and grab his groin and squeeze. You can reach behind you.
Yeah.
She wanted
not-
to go.
Like stuck, like, you know, oh no, I can't get you. I'm fighting
The
back
most
like
she did was
hell.
grab the hat, which showed us it was Percival the entire time, and just like, yeah, okay, figured that. But at the same time, she could have done more. But
I mean, she did in the beginning, but then right at the end, when he had the cord wrapped around her neck, it's like she just fucking gave up. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, that could be
She was
no.
on purpose. Like,
You've got a little bit of time before you black out. Like if you're squeezed around, trust me, when you're squeezed, you don't black out immediately. You've got time. You can grab that bastard's ears, and it don't take much pressure to rip human ears off of their heads. All right, you can do it.
Not gonna ask how you know that.
A child could do it. Okay.
Huh.
Kids are strong, all right. Let me tell you. Yeah, it only takes like 5 pounds of pressure or something like that.
What?
You could snatch that ear right off. That'll make somebody holler. That'll make somebody let go of that cord and go, ah! What are you doing?
What'd you do to me?
It's something like 5 or 15 pounds, somewhere in here. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere in
Look
the
it
neighborhood.
up. Google's free. Don't go around ripping people's ears off, please. Don't get zombie sent me. They're gonna go, what?
I have a few people in mind.
Don't give April any ideas, all right?
But yeah, no. All together, it was a good movie. But Myra, what do you think? Give us a rating.
4.5.
Okay, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you give it, Dustin.
2.5.
Oh, he's thinking. Thinking about that Charlize Theron.
I see. I would say maybe three stars.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's good, interesting concept, execution. Because I mean, I was following it all the way through, but I think I don't know. I was anticipating, trying to guess who Satchel was the entire time, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. It was definitely a fun movie, worthwhile. Okay, maybe, yeah. I think it's just a 3-star because, yeah, I wouldn't say 2.5. I don't think that's enough to dumb it down. It was a little annoying. It was a little annoying with the interrogation.
Oh yeah.
Having the entire thing set in an interrogation scene. I get the debrief. I get that whole thing. The whole reason it's a storytelling thing that you should use, and it's been proven to use multiple good times over and over. So I don't know, but that was a little annoying to me, and I'm not sure why.
Really?
Just slightly.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
I didn't find that part of it that distracting from the story.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was distracting or anything like that. It just, I don't know. It felt like I had seen that before.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
it's
like okay,
done.
I've seen this before. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
And I think it was between that setting and it not moving fast enough for me, in my opinion. It should have moved a little bit more fast, a little faster. But
I'm gonna probably go, 4.5, because I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah.
I think it warrants a second watch for you, Dustin.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, and it does. It helps that Charlize is an attractive woman.
Yeah, she's all right. She's not bad to look at. But
she's not ugly.
no.
But yeah, no, definitely give it a second watch.
I think I will when I'm not as tired.
Yeah.
I'm wiped out today.
Things might make a little more sense. Stuff that you might have missed might. Oh, okay, I see. I get that part now.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely give it one more watch.
I'll give it another week or so because I don't know if I want to watch it again right now. I didn't know if I like it that much, but I will give it another watch at some point. But
yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
better than most I've watched lately.
Right.
But speaking of which, do you have any picks for next week?
I do.
Are we going with Beetlejuice or like she's like yeah.
Right.
I'll do that.
Well, okay, so she's wanting Beetlejuice. I want Children of the Corn.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Because I've never seen that movie,
Me
and
either.
it's supposed to be leaving soon. Tubi soon. I don't think it's going to be on there forever, but I remember seeing it was leaving soon at some point.
I'm going to try to pull that up if I can get my TV to cooperate with me. Like I said, we're having some odd stuff happening here with weather and whatnot.
Ours is sunny and hot.
It's kind of been rainy on and off all day. Lots of thunder.
That would have been perfect for us.
Yeah.
I have theories.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I do have several movies to pick from. Let me see.
Several.
Yeah, I do. Ideas for next time. Okay. Big Trouble Little China.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen that
That's
before.
a good one. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Also saw Logan's Run is on there.
You know, I don't know if I've seen that one or not.
I definitely haven't seen it, but I know it's like
I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this up.
Famous for, I don't know, they talked about it in our like screenwriting classes and stuff like that. Like this is a good example of, what to aspire for or something like that, I guess. So that's the first time I've ever seen it available to watch. So I'm like, all right, might have to check that out. Then some movies that I think I want to wait and watch for when Derry's here. Solar Babies and Space Truckers.
It sounds funny.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Just I saw the names pop up and it reminded me of Star Crash.
Yeah.
And I know he hated that movie so bad. So I'm like, Solar Babies. Maybe we need to watch that. And then I saw today Space Truckers, another one, and it's just like,
it's not.
Weird.
It's not Solar Babies and Space Truckers. That's two different movies you're talking about.
Two different movies. Yeah.
Okay.
So Children of the Corn, Monsters of Man was a movie. No Escape and Last Days on Mars. Those are the movies that I wrote down as potential.
All right, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Stephen King. Oh. Children of the Corn. I didn't know that was made by Stephen King. I don't know.
I guess so.
Hot take, and I may catch some hell for this, but I think Stephen King's a little bit overrated.
And it wouldn't be the first time I've heard that.
So Children of the Corn from 1984.
Yeah.
I wasn't
So-
born
Stop
yet.
screen.
It would be a good start to get into our
Yeah. I was looking for
horror
things that
movie.
were scary and kind of, well, scary. I say that with air quotes because nothing is scary
Yeah.
per se, but you know,
Pet
might
Cemetery. Have we watched that?
that's part of a series. We haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think we've viewed.
Oh,
it
you
on,
probably
on
can't
a
see my
movie
screen
on
yet.
our show. No, we can't see your screen.
There we go.
There we go.
Um,
Gossip Girl.
I think
Bring
what
it
she meant.
on. Ooh.
I think what she meant was, have we watched that for the show?
No.
Like, I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, I don't think you guys watched it, but that is what I was.
Deep Blue Sea,
Man, I'm falling apart right now.
Dark City. I haven't seen that. Where is?
Maybe we need to discuss this type of stuff in our pre-show setup. That way we're not like on live going, I don't know.
Well-
What do you want to watch? What do you want to watch?
Well, I just listed several movies, so I think we could choose from those. But I was gonna pull up the trailer is what I was trying to do, but I lost track of what I'm trying to do.
I don't even know what you were looking for.
Let's do Children of the Corn and Beetlejuice.
And I'm fine with that. Oh, there's a god awful movie, Yellow Brick Road.
What's that?
Oh god.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's see.
that picture has not, like, that's not even in the movie. It's total clickbait.
Yes.
Like, it might have been a little bit better if that would have been in the movie. I don't know. So
Young couple find themselves stranded in a rural Nebraska in a town where they encounter a mysterious religious sect of children and no adults in sight.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I just know this is one of the movies that my mom always brings up because we used to live across from a cornfield. And she was always like, you know, oh no, what if the children of the corn come out? And just she would make snide remarks like that, not like just in a joking manner. So it was just like, I've always heard Children of the Corn, but I have no idea what it's about.
What she's talking about.
Yeah, so it would just be nice to eventually see
Well,
the movie Children of the Corn.
well, let's watch it.
go watch it.
Yeah.
It is
So
good.
we'll do Children of the Corn and Beetlejuice.
All right.
Yeah. I've never seen it before.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
With
And this is when
the original,
Eric's like, no, you
or
haven't. And then, yes, we can watch it for the show. I've seen them all.
I know I haven't seen the first movie, the original Pennywise. I prefer the new one with Bill Skarsgård, or not Bill Skarsgård. One of the Skarsgårds, the dude who was in the movie that we just watched.
Bill. Atomic Blonde.
GallowWalkers?
No, he was in Atomic Blonde.
Oh, he was in Atomic Blonde. Okay, I was going to say, I don't remember seeing him in GallowWalkers.
Yeah, it is Bill Skarsgård. It was the one who is now the god awful crow in the reboot.
Oh, look at him. He's dumb.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that movie.
I typed in reboot when I'm trying to type in.
That movie doesn't exist.
No, I don't even want to type that in.
What are you doing?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, we're good.
Children of the Corn for next week. All right.
right, before we head out, I do want to bring up one more thing, because I'm not going to get to say this on Monday because it'll be completely over. But I kind of messed up. So Omega Level Toys was still running the 20% off sale for Cosmic Legions during August, and I didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
No.
I thought it was over back in July, was it? I think is when so it was actually it was actually meant to go all the way through August. So you've got now and tomorrow to go to omegaleveltoys.bigcartel.com to pick up some Cosmic Legions from him for 20% off.
Look at this fucking monstrosity.
Yeah, that's in stock. He's still got Kragnar. That's Kragnar. So,
four-armed dude.
if you like sci-fi, aliens, and all that kind of stuff, that's going to be a line for you to check out. Yeah, that's another figure. That is the Tusk Sentry. That is Oleg Thygar.
Yep. That's all the ones I have on my desk.
Really,
I
cool
have the
figures.
meatball guy.
Very, very sci-fi. So
yeah,
they're good. They're really cool. So go check them out. That's the website down below.
Yep. And I put it in the chat if for those who are able.
Tell him Zombie sent you.
Yep.
He'll appreciate it. It's a small business. Go support a small business. Travis, the owner and operator, will love you for it. Go pick up some stuff. You've got, like I said, tonight and all day tomorrow, and midnight, it's over. Sale's over. Everything back to the
done. Get her done. Does that mean it's already September?
It's about to be September, yes.
Wow.
On Sunday.
Weird. See, I was sick for my birthday weekend, so it threw everything off. So I'm still thinking like, oh yeah, my birthday is next week. Wait, no, it's not.
No,
no, that sucked. But oh well.
Thanks, COVID.
I guess I just didn't have a birthday this year. That's fine. I'll stay at 29. 38. I'll stay at 38. That's what I'll say. Yeah. I couldn't remember how old I was, so it happens with my advanced age.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so until next time, again,
come back Monday night.
I want to say. What did you say?
Come back Monday night.
Yes, come back Monday night for.
I think what we're gonna, because it's Labor Day, we're gonna. What time are we gonna do? 9 o'clock.
I think we'll do 9 o'clock. I think that'll be fine.
So this time we're gonna be at 9 o'clock, not
10:30. I got to go in and change that, so I got to remember to do that.
Yeah.
Poor Eric.
Time is confusing.
It is.
Time is all relative.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing I want to say is we have tons of shows on our network, Madness Network, that are going on all weekend. Sunday is packed full. So if you can tune into those, Monday come out. We are going to have a birthday celebration for Pops. He's sort of the leader of this coalition, so to speak. So he's the founder of the madness. He's the founder of the madness, and it's his birthday. So we're just gonna hang out, have us a good birthday time, chit chat about this and that and whatever else that comes up. That's gonna be on Monday at 5 o'clock. And then later on, we'll do our show. It's Frickin' Figures at 9 o'clock because it's Labor Day. So special Labor Day weekend. Hurrah. Yeah, so we're going to do that. And then Tuesday morning is another show that I can't remember the name of now. I used to know it. It was on my
Tuesday
tongue.
Morning Coffee, something another.
Yeah, Tuesday Morning Brew. Thank you.
Brew. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. And their show's booked out till who knows when. I think it's further in the further dates, but so it's just a fun show. They come out and have people on and talk about their Kickstarters and stuff like that.
Now, what time does that one come on?
11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations to the people that we talked to last week.
Yes, Brutal Realm.
Yes. They hit all of their funding goals, just
blew
through them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
it was so awesome to see. We got to talk to them and we talked about the figures and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll have to do that because they didn't realize that they needed to do some female figures. And so they went and added that. And they not only blew through that one, they got Athena, they got to Primal Realm because they're doing multiple realms, so to speak. And they're going to do the Lion Lord. And it was such a pleasure talking to them. And it was so awesome to see them actually hit everything, every possible goal that you could think of. It was just
awesome.
So great. But what were you holding up a box for?
Yeah, I wanted to also add for Brutal Realm, we're gonna have to when we get those guys back on. I wanted to talk about Lion Lord, and they were kind of we're not sure if we're gonna get that far or whatever, so we're not really gonna talk about it. But we need to get them to like make that the official figure for our show.
Right.
Put our name on that. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Like, seriously, like, we liked that. We wanted to talk about it before it was even close to being funded. And they
well, I mean, they had some reservations because they didn't have
come on. It's
the updated specs for the body and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, I wasn't sure, but it's me. It's essentially me. And and so it was just the original.
Yeah, it's on Max.
Not Jenna Ortega.
No.
Yeah.
So what I was holding up here, I got a very special what's in the box for Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to talk about this. So if you want to find out what's in this box, tune in Monday.
Where's the thing? Where's the other thing?
This box is filled with history.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna have to talk about that history.
Yes.
And we'll have to bring it up, talk about it. But let's see, I don't have anything else. Tune in next week, tune in Monday, tune in anytime Madness goes live on their network, go subscribe to them, and let's just have a blast. And until
give
next
us a
time,
subscribe so that you know when we go live.
There you go.
I'm assuming that they've already had the foresight to do that.
Well, I mean, you never know.
I know it's possible.
Hey, what are these guys? What are they doing? What are they talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about good stuff, that's for sure.
Oh, wait.
Timothy Olsen is the guest on Freewheeling Friday in 20 minutes.
There you go.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we need to hop off of here so they've got the studio.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit where did it go? I'm going to hit our intro, and then I'm going to wrap up with an ad at the end of that. So until next time, Thundernerds ho!
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.